2025 Global Privacy Roundup. Let's dive into the top developments from North America, Europe, and Asia. We begin with North and South America, where the U.S. states intensified action this month. Montana SB 163 is signed into law that amends the Montana Genetic Information Privacy Act (MGIPA). New York's updated cybersecurity rules are now in effect, while Virginia passed new restrictions for minors on social media, introducing default usage caps and age verification. Nebraska also enacted the Parental Rights in Social Media Act, granting parents greater control over their children's online interactions. Texas secured a record $1.375 billion settlement from Google over unlawful biometric tracking. Montana passed HB 514, criminalizing real and digitally fabricated non-consensual sexually explicit imagery, and HB 297, amending the Montana Consumer Data Privacy Act with stronger youth protections. In Colorado, two privacy bills on intimate image disclosures and data linked to immigration are pending final approval. At the federal level, the CFPB withdrew its proposed rule targeting harmful data broker practices. And in Oklahoma, Bill SB 626 was sent to the governor. It strengthened breach notification rules by introducing stricter safeguards and shorter reporting timelines. Now over to Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, where enforcement and simplification were key themes this month. Ireland fined TikTok €530 million for unlawful data transfers to China. The EDPB extended the UK's adequacy status and backed adequacy for the European Patent Organization. In Belgium, IAB Europe's consent framework was ruled non-compliant under GDPR, while Italy fined multiple firms €3.85 million for unlawful telemarketing. The European Commission launched infringement action against multiple member states over delays in DSA and NIS2 implementation, and proposed GDPR simplifications for SMEs and small mid-caps under the Omnibus 4 package. Kenya's High Court ordered WorldCoin to halt biometric processing and delete collected data for DPA violations. The UK passed its Data Use and Access Bill and published draft encryption guidance. And civil groups challenged Meta over using EU data to train AI. In the UK, the Data Use and Access Bill progressed, and the ICO released draft encryption guidance. Civil groups challenged Meta's use of EU user data to train AI models, warning of potential class action under GDPR. And finally, Denmark's DPA released new cookie consent guidance aligning with GDPR standards. Turning to Asia, here, cross-border compliance led the agenda. Malaysia released new data transfer guidelines ahead of its updated PDPA, taking full effect on June 1st. South Korea fined Temu for PDPA violations and opened investigations into financial firms over breaches. Australia updated its health privacy guidance on genetic data sharing, and New Zealand introduced a bill to criminalize deepfake exploitation. Staying with cross-border issues, Malaysia's Data Protection Authority released new guidelines on cross-border transfers. Digital trade took center stage this month. The UK and India concluded an FTA with strong digital clauses. The EU signed a landmark digital trade agreement with Singapore, and the Pacific Alliance Singapore FTA entered into force. Finally, in Vietnam, the draft law on personal data protection introduced in September 2024, is now ready for National Assembly approval. Before we sign off, here's what to watch next. Kenya's ODPC is seeking feedback on draft guidance for children's and biometric data. Comments are due by May 30th. In Asia, New Zealand's IPP3A and Malaysia's updated PDPA both take effect on June 1st, aligning more closely with global standards. Australia's amended privacy law provisions will come into force by June 10th. In the U.S., child safety bills are advancing in South Carolina and Louisiana, while the Kids Online Safety Act KOSA was reintroduced to the Senate. The Doge Bros Act has also been introduced to increase federal penalties for data misuse. Comprehensive privacy bills continue to progress in Massachusetts and Connecticut. New Jersey A5017 advancing with exemptions for securities associations and insurance fraud data use. And in Canada, the OPC opens consultations on a children's privacy code under PDPA. That's a wrap for this month. Stay informed. Stay compliant. See you next month.